There comes a time in its bonsai's life that it becomes ready to be displayed. In the previous video about this tree, I explained my plan to get it ready to be displayed, if I ever wanted to display the tree. And the plan was to be ready in this winter of 24 and 25. Keeping up with the plan, this candle pruning is of the most importance to get the ramification and foliage density to an entry-level sowable pine. This is the third season after the previous repot, and that makes the root system compacted enough to produce a relatively small growth in extension and needle length, which will be in proportion with the tree size, but still not compressed enough to have an impact of the tree's health. Next spring I will repot the tree. My plan is to lift it up a bit higher in the pot, exposing more of the nebari, and that move will create an entirely new and different composition that will probably require 3 more years to settle and become so ready again. And that is how bonsai trees develop. They become so ready, fall back to a next development stage, change, and then become so ready again. I'm very excited to see how this tree will look in November, and of course I'll share it here with you. So what I do in candle pruning double flash pines is this. I will cut every bud on the outer canopy and all the healthy sized buds on the inside of the tree. What I don't cut is very weak buds that just made their first needles, sacrificial buds grown to thicken and heal parts of the tree, and of course grafted branches that are still fusing. Two of the methods of candle pruning that I never do is candle prune in steps, which means cutting first the weaker buds and then 1 week later cutting the medium-sized buds and 1 week later cut the very strong ones. Another thing I don't do is leaving a different size, different length of stems after I cut down a bud, which will delay the flash of the second growth accordingly. Instead of using these two techniques to adjust the energy of the second flash, instead I rely fully on the good job I'm doing in autumn, when I remove needles all around the tree to leave a homogeneous photosynthetic surface on every single branch. And that is totally enough. Here is an approach graft that I did 2 years ago. I will not decandle these grafted branch, as I want this to thicken and fuse faster. It has already back-budded right on the graft, which is great news for me. Sap flow is looking great. I will have to keep these trees I candle pruned right now in the shade for a day until I get the sap to solidify. Moving on to one of my favorite trees. This is the second season with me, and even though energy balancing progresses nicely from last year, this tree's problem is vigor. This is a screenshot of last year's candle pruning that shows how much more unbalanced this tree was of course, has ways to go. A tree needs about 4 years to get fully balanced. First growth is wildly disproportional with tree size. However, having a very strong tree is a problem I choose over having a weak tree any day. Here is an example of an outer shoot that has a very strong bud and two very weak ones. I remove everything because if you leave the weak buds, chances are that the tree will grow this instead of a second flash of growth. Here's a branch that comes out of the silhouette of the tree. I will not remove this branch yet. I will leave that for autumn. As I still grow the back bud further back inside the shoot that I will use to grow this branch from. I will not be candle pruning the weak bud on the inside, of course, but I did candle prune the outer buds. This Sohin Japanese black pine is very easy and fast and did really well after being up-potted this spring. I'll be removing every strong new shoot and do some cleanup, and that's it for this tree. Thank you for your time.